Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. I am Frozen, and today, with the new season of The Ladder, I thought we start off by... I was actually just trying to grind some games out, actually, to try and get back to a decent rank. I kind of stopped playing towards the end with the season with the new cards being released as well. I'm between that not feeling very well, so stuff to kind of get put to the wayside. But what we're going to start off with is this Demon Hunter deck that I actually came up with, which was a bit more interesting. So... I'm not too sure if they got released with the new expansion, which I did get the cards for, and what we've got here is the Slateless Magister? Yeah, I don't know how you want to pronounce that. But yeah, basically both Trillet players draw cards until they have 5. With that, I can do things with like the Dispose of Evidence, which means I can put a card back into my deck and gain +3 attack for a turn. Obviously, Battle Fiend's staple, so it's been Psychic pretty much. Fury for that burst potential, and Tunnel Trog for the early game, and the Megamorphin as well for that little bit of bonus damage. We have one Vicious Spear, just in case. Bar Swongs I attack a lot. The Bibliomite, just because of the fact that it does send a card back to deck and is a pretty good 2-drop in this deck. Fire Barrage, because once we get my opponents low enough, this could kill them. So it's in here, because I can deal for like 4 burst damage. Or start clearing the board with things like the Talented Archivist. So again, that's why this in the deck, although it's just kind of here because I had some flex spots, so thinking what would I do with them. The Multi-Strike, because I can basically attack stuff and then attack it to their face. The Magnifying Glaive, because this is great if I have no cards in my hand. I am going to draw 3 cards every time I attack, and that is the idea of it. And then we got Mancrick, because the fact that if I can get 3 damage to face for free at some point, that is good. And Power Fist, because I am always attacking. That is the object of this deck in the first place. It is a very particular type of aggro deck that revolves around basically me having 2 cards in my opening hand between the Magnifying Glaive and the Slateless Magister, and making sure I have loads of 1-drops to make sure I can fill that curve out up until those points, because then I will just draw tons of cards. And that is how the deck functions. So let's show it in action, shall we? Okay, Druid. I mean, this deck really does kind of steal wins in the way that it plays, and it does need a bit more flexing in sort of what cards I need and stuff like that, and that is kind of the plan at some point. Give me a 1-drop, please. That is great. So we'll just play that here. Because the whole point of it is just be as aggressive as possible, and I can toss cards back that I can't play. So with like this, I got a 0 mana play just to play that at any point. Give me 1 or 2-drop. That is good enough here.
Hey, I got you, friend.
And you're thinking like, oh, why don't you use it now? So I don't really want to use it now. There's no point in me using it now. I could get a weapon, I could get other stuff, and that is kind of the point of the deck, is the fact that you use these to clear your hand for when you're about to draw loads of cards. Or set up for when you are going to draw loads of cards. So like I could get a worse card in my hand that I'd want to get rid of rather than these 2, because they can go back to back if I need. Good news is I think we kind of just shut this Druid up by playing the Eternal Trog on turn 1, which was quite good. So that is always nice to see when they can't really do anything. I mean, other than that, the only thing this kind of deck may be lacking is a bit of sort of like maybe more aggressive tools, or like burst damage in retrospect. But I mean, I get good enough of that from just having the cards I end up drawing and some of the ones I have in deck, and just kind of hopefully outbattling my opponent as much as possible. But by the looks of it, this Druid has decided to either completely give up or not do anything. So this is a good example of what I was talking about earlier. We play this, we then play this, and I'll toss that away. I push face with this.
It's going to be okay.
And push that there. I now have 3 more attack. Next turn will probably be me playing this, and then whatever card I draw as well. Hopefully it's another 1-drop, and then drawing more cards, and essentially that's how the deck functions. Okay. So they kind of gave up on there. That's kind of a bit disappointing. I guess the Tunnel Trog really did get into them. But what we'll do is we'll just jump straight into another game, shall we? Ah, the Druid again. Don't know if it's the same person, but we'll see what ends up happening here.
This ends now.
So again, this is a turn 3 play. I probably will toss this because I have this as well, and this can draw a good amount of cards. I want something that I can play like a bit more aggressive into. So there we go. That's pretty good as the starting hand.
Ah, I see you've brought guests.
So this is a point where it's like, is it worth kind of just dumping my hand as much as possible? But we shall see. And yeah, probably is worth doing this.
I got you, friend.
Next turn is probably this and Hero Power, because of the fact that it does trigger this as well. Might force them to do some stupid things, which is always good on my part.
Vengeance is mine.
It's a little bit off curve, but it is better to that. I'd rather keep this healthy, although it's only going to do 1 damage repetitively. There'll be times where I can't use my Hero Power. So next turn is probably this and Hero Power, because it gets rid of cards on my hand. I'm probably doing this and whatever cards you play. So we're just trying to make sure that they can't really do too much to me in the early game. Okay. Again, the main thing with this is I probably don't want to be playing this card if I can get away with it. Ooh, another foe wing. Getting some 1/1s on board is always nice. There was thoughts me playing something like of the card, the infused cards, the clowns, the jesters, because again I'm going to get lots of stuff on board, and that's a good way to kind of control the game and such. Give me like a 1-cost card.
Each scar, a foe vanquished. Vengeance is right now.
So you can see what I mean when this deck kind of really starts to
Right now.
ramp up. I can really kind of get a board going. Annoying that this card's going to be kind of a dead card. It gives them a card if I do it at any point,
Just resting my
which is not what I want to be doing. But them trying to play fast is not going to work to their benefit. I've got this, at least draw 2 cards in most cases next turn. Okay. So they draw a card off that as well. Playing like a 1-mana spell here. Attacking my face. Probably makes sense too. An armor druid, hey? Very interesting. Oh, they're wasting it on a 1/1. That's absolutely fine by me. So this again is kind of why I like this. So I don't really want to play that card. So I get to draw 3 cards off my weapon. And again, I chose not to Hero Power there because I'd rather be able to get more stuff out this turn.
Hey, I got you, friend.
Again, we'll buff that up so it at least is hopefully going to survive like other stuff as well. Next turn could be this and whatever I draw. Okay. So they get to have some magic happen here.
What?
Yeah, I am absolutely baffled some of the time. No, so play this first, then this.
I bet you can do this.
Here, I kind of do want to at least trade two of them off. Hit once there, because it trades for one of the guys. We'll play this. Now hero power to take that out. And push that and that there. So yeah, you can kind of see just how quickly we can draw cards, and there was me thinking of putting the quest in here to draw as, like, as I'm drawing cards anyway, but I don't think that's going to really work in the long run. But I have a good amount of control tools, that's kind of how the deck functions. Admittedly this isn't going to trigger, so... Why not, right? I have to come against a deck that is designed to do pretty much everything it possibly can to stop me from doing what I want. Send that back. I could trade here, and it probably is a good idea too. But I need to start pushing damage face. A 40 card deck, and they get that really, really quickly. The game's just over now from that one card, because the rest of the spells are all nature spells, which means you get a 3/3 every turn. It's so unfair. Yeah, I've lost this game. I'm not playing that anymore. But you can kind of see the premise of the deck and how it functions, which is kind of interesting. And there are going to be bad matchups, and you're going to lose some of the games like that one just randomly off the cusp of it. But I mean, we did a lot of damage to them early on, so they just got the one or couple of cards they needed to actually stabilize the game. But if you do enjoy the video, do leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.